Hi, welcome back to my channel Movie Explained. After We Collided 2020. After We Collided is a 2020 American romantic drama film. It is based on the 2014 new adult fiction novel of the same name by Todd, and is the sequel to After, 2019. Budget $14 million. Box office $48 million. The movie start with 1 month after his breakup with Tessa Young, Hardin Scott meets an unknown man he rebuffs when he attempts to talk to him. Meanwhile, on her first day as an internet Vance Publishing, Tessa shares an awkward encounter with her new co-worker Trevor Matthews. Kimberly takes her to her office, where she ends up working all night. The next morning, Christian Vance, impressed with Tessa's work, takes her to a Seattle conference with Kimberly and Trevor. After getting a tattoo, Hardin returns to the frat house, where he meets up with his friends but leaves after Molly tries to seduce him to forget about Tessa. Tessa goes to a nightclub with Trevor and Kimberly to celebrate the expansion of Vance. She dances with a bunch of guys, and ends up making out with one of them. In a drunken stupor, she calls Hardin, who arrives to see a half-dressed Trevor due to Tessa trying to clean his suit, which she accidentally spilled wine on. Trevor leaves and Tessa fights with Hardin before the two have sex. The morning after, Tessa and Hardin argue about the previous night, which leads to her telling him that it was a mistake and that she made out with a hot guy at the club. Hardin retaliates by lying that he had sex with Molly. Trevor gives Tessa a cost analysis and negotiated terms for a used car with company-paid insurance, and she kisses him out of joy. She returns to the apartment where she and Hardin previously lived to retrieve the rest of her belongings and sees a Kindle which was given to her by Hardin for her birthday. While she's still inside, Hardin's mother, Trish, arrives with him, and the pair are forced to pretend they are still together as Hardin did not inform his mother about their breakup. Hardin panics when his mom almost finds out, so he keeps the act going by making out with Tessa in front of her. The next day, Tessa leaves to meet her mother, Carol, and her ex-boyfriend, Noah. Tessa arrives in front of her mother's house to learn from Noah that her father came to see her, but Carol sent him away. The conversation goes further when Carol says that Tessa is still not over her heartbreak from Hardin and reminds her that Hardin isn't good for her and will end up being hurt in the same way her father hurt her. Angered by this, Tessa hangs up her phone, leaves Noah at Carol's house and reunites with Hardin. Hardin and Tessa spend the day together and have sex twice, but are interrupted by Kimberly asking if the pair could babysit Vance's son, Smith. Afterward, Hardin gives her a charm bracelet, and the couple confesses their love while having sex in Tessa's office. On Christmas Day, Hardin, Tessa, and Trish go to Ken and Karen's to celebrate. Jealous over Ken's new family, Hardin gets drunk and punches Ken after an argument about his mother's assault. Trish berates Hardin and leaves for the airport. When Tessa leaves, Hardin gets into a drunken rage before passing out. Tessa confesses the incident to Trevor, who warns her that her relationship with Hardin will not end well. On New Year's Eve, Tessa joins Hardin at a party. Hardin speaks to Jamie, whom he had previously bet on, to ask for her forgiveness. Tessa and Molly get into a physical fight, which Hardin breaks up. He carries Tessa to his old room, where they have sex. Unbeknownst to Tessa, Hardin reads a text on her phone from Vance about Tessa moving to Seattle with the publishing company. Angry, Hardin leaves the room and runs into Jamie, asking her to keep their conversation between them. Tessa misinterprets this as Hardin cheating on her and impulsively kisses a stranger in front of him, despite his attempts to explain. The two fight, in which results Tessa crying, admitting because of the misunderstanding she can't trust him, and Hardin responds to her saying she acts like that she's innocent, then storms off, and Hardin repeatedly ignores her. When he calls her the next day, she gets distracted while driving, resulting in a car accident. After being chastised by Landon, Hardin calls Tessa to make amends, but Trevor answers the phone and tells Hardin to stay away from her. To make Hardin jealous, Trevor tells him that when Tessa gained consciousness for a while, she spontaneously kissed him. Hardin writes a letter to Tessa explaining his past with Jamie and ends their relationship. Trish convinces him otherwise, and he goes to Vance's farewell party. Vance provides a toast for his colleagues and proposes to Kimberly, which she accepts. Trevor reveals to Tessa that he told Hardin to stay away from her. Hardin appears at the party, upsetting Tessa. Hardin follows her outside, and the two fight before having sex in a phone booth. Hardin gets a new tattoo, promising to himself and Tessa that he will never leave her. As they are going, the unknown man whom Hardin met before reveals himself to be Tessa's father. In a post-credits scene, Trevor practices in the mirror to ask Tessa out for a date. If you find this video useful, then subscribe and share to your friends and press the bell button. Thanks for watching.